Morning, everyone. Welcome to Cannabis Chronicles. Happy Sunday. You're here with Outlaw Grower and Desert Growth Spurt. How you doing this morning?
I'm great, man. How you doing?
Great. Start it
Ready?
off.
Yeah, ready to get this morning started.
So,
So what you smoking on?
um, I don't even know what this one's called right now. It's something we picked up. Yeah, I'm running. Let's see. I got about this much left of my what I grew. It's all shake pretty much.
Yeah, getting down.
Yep. So I just kind of mix it with whatever we pick up and
Stretch it out.
stretch it out a little bit. It'll probably be gone in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'm currently working on my big guns.
Goddamn, I dream a genie bottle.
And then so like I'm starting to run a little low. Now I say that, okay. Compared
Running lower.
lower. I don't have the abundance I once did. Good news, I'll be harvesting right around New Year's. And I'll probably run, if I didn't have that, I'd probably run out probably mid-February, just guessing based on how I'm going through what I got. So, but yeah,
So that means
I'm good. It just means I'm good. Hey,
February. What you grow New Year's, you won't be starting until mid-February. They don't want to run out till summertime.
that's and I'll already have another grow going at that point. But yeah,
You
it's
have some,
it's nice when you find a jar you forgot about. Let me tell you.
oh,
I moved one
some,
into a different room, just probably one of my day drinking escapades. Moved one of my jars into the guest room. And then, so literally yesterday, just cleaning up, kind of, laundry, cleaning up garbage and all that. And I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God, I'm good.
like
I'm
who?
good. I thought I was like starting to really panic
Like,
a
man,
little.
I thought I was gonna run out in January. Now I'm
I
good.
thought I was actually going to have to go to the dispo for like to cover a 1 week gap. But oh no, 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 no. I'm good. There's like 2 ounces jammed in that jar. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Good to go. So yeah, so I had a little bit of an adventure on Friday. I had to go and hear that ticket that I
Yeah.
got for when I got caught with the stuff in my car, the flowers in my car.
So
Well,
you did that
so
on Friday, you said?
when I got the ticket,
Okay.
the guy said, um, obviously in the state of Illinois, if you don't have a medical marijuana card, you have to get it from the dispensary, and you can only travel with it unopened. It has to be sealed still. So once you get it home and open it, you can't
Can't take it.
legally leave with it. So, and it can't, and when you are driving with it, um, let's say you buy it and magically you decide never to unseal it and you want to keep it in your car for whatever reason, if it's in your car, it still has to be out of reach too. So when the cop got me, he and I'll say this, I had it in my I kept it in my cooler.
Sure.
Um so that, when I get off of work I can smoke.
Yeah. Gotta keep it fresh, man. You don't want that shit cooking in the car all day.
Exactly. Plus, I mean, I don't, I didn't take it in the truck with me. But when I get in the car, I just throw it back in the cooler so I don't forget it. My phone's in there, my wallet, all that stuff. So so I had it on the seat. So technically it was within reach.
Mhm.
And I had the cooler open because I was getting my phone out
Sure.
anyway at the time. Plus I was getting some out to smoke.
Yeah.
I'm keeping
Yeah. Great.
it.
Yeah.
Um So when he pulled me over, it was in my cooler, which was on the passenger seat, and uh that was one of the tickets, and I explained to him, I'm like, look, I got a medical marijuana card. I'm like, so it doesn't have to be sealed and this and that. And he had to look it up actually. He goes, okay, well, he goes, yeah, but it was within reach. And so when I went in today, I kind of got there a little bit late. It's just like the local ordinance thing. So it's not like the county courthouse. It was just like the township thing.
Sure.
And
It's like the front windows people to do it. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah, no judge, right?
Well, no, there was like he was a retired judge, but he just like handled all the. So there was a little courtroom actually,
Okay.
and they
Okay.
had like a prosecutor that like comes like it's like one day a month they do these things.
Okay.
But I got there kind of late. I didn't know I had to sign in. I'm just the prosecutor guy's walking around and talking to everybody, and he didn't talk to me. I wish he would have talked to me so that I kind of could have went in front of everybody else because everybody else would have been like shitting themselves.
Uh-huh.
So there was like five other people that had the same ticket.
Okay.
Every one of them, $250 plus $50 court costs.
Yeah.
$300. My medical marijuana card cost me $300. Now, when I went in front of the prosecutor came to talk to me. Now I explained to him, I said, yeah, it was in my cooler, which was on the passenger floor. It has my wallet, my phone in it as well. I said, when the officer pulled me over, obviously I had to reach for my wallet. So I had to pick up my cooler and I put it on the seat, at which point I opened it as well. So that's the only thing that made it within reach.
Sure.
And obviously the prosecutor wasn't there and, he couldn't talk to the officer. He actually said, he goes, well, maybe I can, talk to the officer and we can come back. I was like, look, man, I already took a day off of work for this. We need to get this resolved.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, let me see your card. He looked at the card and dismissed it.
No
And I was
shit.
like, awesome, sweet. So,
That's
yes,
awesome.
people that are out there that are concerned, if you get caught one time, it's the same amount of money as what it would cost you to just get the medical marijuana card and have it.
So it's worth getting.
So it's worth getting if you are going to drive around with it even a little bit.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Makes sense.
So that's my Friday story.
That is that is amazing. I'm super happy for you, man, that it worked out the way it did.
Yeah.
Even if you had, and even if they were like, hey, dismiss, but give us the $50 court fees. Hey, no problem. You got to make money too. I'm game. I get it. Like, still kind of.
Yeah,
Nothing.
the original reason they stopped me was for a seatbelt. So they got their $50 seatbelt ticket.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. The thing you did wrong, fair enough. The entrapping you into something. Come on now. That's
Exactly. I was like, come on, man. I'm
yeah.
like, this is a scam. You guys legalize it and then you make it to where like now you're busting people. Like you're getting money twice.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
old bullshit. There's no risk of anybody getting arrested or anything now, but it's money. They're just getting money double time. It is
Well,
what
I'm
it
going
is.
to tell you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I just got hit up by the guy that runs our local get together. And then this
Mm-hmm.
coming up Wednesday, we got another meetup. So all the local growers in my area, it's like all I know we were talking about it, but now it's all we have a date. It's going to be this Wednesday coming up.
Nice.
One of these days I'll disclose where I'm actually at, and like he doesn't even really want it super advertised because it's it's
Yeah, I mean
weird. You don't know
they
who.
keep it well. Then it's people that are just strangers and maybe trying to want to find a way in, fit in, or whatever it might be. Yeah, it's just I think it's better to just get to know some people and then feel comfortable with them, then they can come too.
Sorry for those that are wondering. I'm trying to fish out a normal size
Trying to get
blood.
genie out of the bottle.
Trying to get
Just say,
a
just
normal
call
cheese
her name.
out of this bottle. I got there's some monster sized nugs in there, man. And I'm just saying.
Like, and I can't even get it out. I don't know how I got it in there.
There's one that if it gets stuck sideways, it won't come out. It's pretty sweet.
Just shoving it in there. Get in there.
So I must say, my gals right now, if anyone happens to see any of my weekly update YouTube videos, it's it ain't always good. It doesn't matter how much experience you have, mistakes are made sometimes. And
No doubt.
and sometimes just some stuff's out of your control. Could be combination of things, could be genetics, could be your fault. So just real quick, I want to go. So, I had 2 out of the 3 a few weeks back were pretty rough looking. And it was actually the 2 that I paid for. And they both had looked like, I gone over it. They look kind of like a toxicity almost. But really kind of some of the deficiencies and toxicities are very similar. So kind of hard to tell. So I did a couple flushes, 2. So here's where the problem lies in. So I have now figured it out because there's some hardcore signs now of here's what happened.
Okay.
So I was feeding all these gals real heavy going into flower, getting all that base going, so I had lots of everything. Okay. So I was using, a nitrogen, the whole NPK boost. Plus, I was adding microbes, blackstrap molasses. So I was really going heavy. The soil was good. The plant was good. Going into flower. Okay. Right around week 1 of flower, I got sick. That's also when I was trying to flush out. Okay, because I had started noticing a little bit of spots on some of mine. And because I was going so heavy in the feedings, just my natural deduction is it's a toxicity, not deficiency, because everything was available. Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was sick, okay, I did come down with the that virus that shall not be named. Anyway, kind of kicked my butt for a couple days. Well, that's when I was trying to do the first major flush, the one that was going to fix everything. Whatever.
Are you telling me you plant COVID? I'm sorry.
Hey, man. Maybe. But anyway, I didn't flush it good enough. Okay. So what had happened, so the feed right before I got sick, all right, I let it dry out too much. So, and because I was feeding so heavy, and I am using bottle nutrients, so I am going to say a lot of those things crystallized because they're salt-based. So a lot of it probably crystallized. So then when I did my flush, I didn't do it well enough. All I probably did was move the problem from the top to the bottom instead of
the
the
bottom.
And then
And
the very next one, I started feeding again. So I literally just kept adding to that problem.
So it's all down the bottom, and you just keep adding. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was able to, through, again, I was sick and, I was really just kind of rushing because I had no energy. So blah, blah, blah. I got one of them fixed. The one gal looks great. She still has some crappy leaves I got to pull off. Every 2 days, there'll be some stuff on the bottom I got to rip off and whatever. The other one though looks bad. It looks really bad. Interesting though. So I'm gonna lose a lot on the yield, a lot on the yield, which is fine. It's just for me. I don't care. But man, I don't know if it's from the nutrient stress or because I've always had microbes going. Those things are so damn frosty, dude. They're not big. They're not going to be this giant cold. They're going to be smaller ones. Fine. But whoa, They look pretty good, man.
Now, then my question is this. Could you let that go longer in flower then?
I don't think it'll make it. It's dying.
Is it okay?
Oh,
So
it
you're just trying to get, you're just trying to get as far as you can with the your trichomes and getting
yeah,
right
yeah.
color and everything.
You know, the sad truth, like the sad, I'm losing fan leaves every day on that. Every day
Okay.
when the lights turn on, I got to yank some shit off. You know, and it's not like, oh, it's yellow and like, all right, it's dying, but and I'm a firm believer of like, don't steal energy from other stuff.
Mhm.
But I'm literally at the point, you'll have to catch my video I just posted. I can't remember. Friday or Saturday I posted it. But it's bad. I'm losing fan leaves to pull off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's just that one. The other two look great. They're right where they're supposed to be. I just passed week 5 of flower. We're kind of nearing the end where it's just stacking. So like bottom stuff starting to kind of fade out, get crunchy and go. But like all the buds look great, all the tops of everything look amazing. So I'm happy with all of that. But this one in the back,
That's great that those ones are turning around. That other one, I I'm gonna say that I mean, obviously you're gonna try to let it go as long as you can. But the other
of
thing to
course,
keep in mind too is for outdoor growing, what I know of is the end of the season, your plant is dying.
yeah,
It's starting to die, but that doesn't mean it's dead. It still can mature
yeah,
even
yeah,
further.
yeah.
So
The sugar leaves
that's
will
even though
still,
you know it's dying, just fuck it, let it keep dying.
yeah,
And
yeah. I just checking trichomes. I'm not doing it
just
yet. I'm not at that stage
trichomes,
yet.
get to them, you get to the point where them trichomes are good, even see if it'll last longer. And you can get to where them trichomes are great. And it might you never know what'll happen with these things. They seem sometimes like they're dead when they're outdoors, dude. These things they look bad at the end of the year, man.
It's
Because they've been getting some cold nights, not quite, frozen yet or frost, but really cold nights, and the water coming down is really cold on them, and it's just they look pretty bad. So
yeah,
I
you'll
kind of
have to
have
check out
high
that
hopes for
video.
that one, huh? Yeah, I'm gonna check it out for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, let's see. If I'm smart about it, right about now, I'll try and put a link right in the corner here. In this corner or that
Oh,
corner. I don't know which one it'll come up in. But in one of these corners, I'll put a little link to the video. But it's like she's ugly, man. I mean, she's got a bunch of like colors to her,
mm-hmm,
like neat
mm-hmm.
colors. Like,
Yeah,
a lot of purples and reds and like yellows and browns.
got some
She
pink in
looks
it,
like an autumn forest. It's like,
which that's you start getting some of those, and it's weird too because it's not like it happens with every single plant in the fall, like when you're doing some outdoor stuff. It's just sporadically. So I
yeah.
don't know exactly what causes it. I do know that it's like it happens during the flower stage,
Hmm.
is what obviously what I've noticed. And I mean, I kind of thought it was triggered by the cold, but obviously that's not necessarily true because yours, aren't cold, I'm sure.
Well,
So it's
okay.
just a matter of having some problems, though. I will say this real quick. Do
Yeah.
that, and then I want to say something about the flushing when you're done. Remind me.
Well, I did. So, okay. The first week of flower, it got down into the 50s in that room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was before. So in Arizona, like we have no seasons, man. And I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. We went from air conditioner to needing heat in like 1 month this year.
That's
Sometimes it's a little longer.
that normal.
Now this year was a little extreme. Like it happened pretty quick. Okay.
Because
But no,
that's Illinois for sure. You're literally like 1 week later, you're like heat.
yeah, but no,
I'm literally some days where it's like during the day I got the damn air conditioner on, and then at night I'm like, motherfucker, I got to turn the furnace on.
yeah. Well, no, it's once it's cold out here, it's like because we don't have humidity, it stays like
Mhm.
it's a different cold. It's not like with the humidity where it is different. Anyway, um, um, goddamn, dude, I'm high and I forgot. I lost my train of thought here.
All right, man.
But yeah, no, that first week of flower, yeah, it got down into like the 50s. I had no heater in there.
Okay.
And that was like the first like week it started getting like super cold outside at night. So it just dropped down. So it was a combination of like nutrient lockout at that point. Okay. And too cold for too long. It's okay to do it for like and bring the temperatures
So
back up. But
so after you flushed, you got to a point where it was lockout on, so you weren't even making it toxic then,
yeah, because
just
yeah, so basically all
locking it
the
out.
meetings I've done after that are like nothing.
Yeah, but at least it wasn't making it giving it a toxicity, is what I was thinking.
I don't think so. I think it was locking out one of like it was locking out something because it had everything going into it. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. So yeah,
I'm no like I'm not great, but like the things I do work for me, so I just do the same, so it's like I didn't change anything. So it's like, why did this one plant just like start dying? And I figured
yeah,
out why. It was
yeah.
me.
Simple
It was me.
thing.
It's not.
And I'll say this: when I flush, dude, I flush the hell out of them. I don't know if that's wrong. People might
Oh
in the
no,
comments
it's
be like,
exactly
dude, that's horrible. I I flush them till I'm convinced
that it's
it's
out.
just water. That
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'll fill it, let it drain. Fill it up again, let it drain. Probably like a good 6 or 7 times, to be honest. I
sure.
just because I'm like I'm convinced that there's still something in there, and I'm like I want to start fresh at that point. So I'm like, fuck it. I don't feel like it can hurt anything, so just keep flushing it. And this is an example where I'm kind of glad I do because it sounds like that can be a problem if you don't fully flush it. It sounds like it could be even worse than
Yeah.
not flushing it at all if
So
you do
just
it.
let me throw out doing it like 6 or 7 times is a little much because you can ruin the soil. Like take
But I
all.
mean, I'm only putting like this much, in the bucket, because
Yeah.
there's only this much from the top of the bucket down to the dirt. But I mean, I'm doing that
But
a
like
good filling it
3 to 4 is like what they say. And like I
up.
only
Okay.
did it twice because again, I had like no energy, man. I'm not trying to make excuses, but here's what really happened. I was sick, so I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I was like, dude, it's good enough. It'll fucking be fine. I'm
Yeah.
going to bed. And literally, and that was it. So, it was me. But they're not all good, man. It's not. Yeah, I love how like on Instagram, everyone's like, even myself, I try to show off like the best of what I got going on. I'm showing, dude, that one of these last posts I did with that frosty, I mean, just sparkling nug, man. Like, oh, I cannot wait. That OG Kush runs is so stinky, dude.
See me, I know, like on the Instagram, I don't really have very many followers yet.
Hmm.
I didn't pick like, dude, you just like blew up like so fast. But that's because you did like a full run through where you were showing it. I haven't. I do little updates here and there when I can, so it's not really picked up so much. But that's the thing, since I don't really have shit on there, I'm like, whatever. I'll show all my problems too, and I'm
Well,
like, what
yeah.
do you guys think, man? Fuck
So
it, tell
the
me.
Instagram thing, like, dude, truth is, like, I did some work on that. Like, when I say
Yeah,
I did some work,
put in work and got and built it up really, really
yeah,
well, and
like
it,
you gotta like be active, like the people that like your shit, if you go through and you like their shit, they're more likely to like your stuff every time you post. So like the more, you know,
That's what I do try to do.
true followers you get, you got to like go in and like their stuff and like comment. If people comment on your shit, you should be commenting, especially if it's like the same person. Like, not like, I'm not saying anybody, like, especially me, I'm not saying I get like but I got some tight gromies that will like comment always on my shit. And like, I will go through and I'll comment on their shit, and
Yes,
Instagram loves that. So they'll promote that post even more. Like if it
of
gets
course.
likes and comments and like page visits. So like,
Yeah, we
it's all in like
I don't
the
know, I don't know how that stuff works. I it's you had the combination of doing that, and you also did
posting.
your full run through. You were
Yep.
doing the posting.
All the
I
way.
go through. I think all the people that are liking my shit and are following me, I'm following them and I'm liking their stuff too.
Yeah.
It's just my updates are less, and I'll throw like 5 or 6 pictures out. Hey, this is what's happening, and I
Right.
don't say shit. I'm like, here's some pictures. Just look at them.
Right. And I gotta say, it was nice. And a lot of it was luck. I'm gonna knock on some wood here because like shit ain't perfect. But like what was nice is I did document, my autos beginning to end, and they looked great. It was hot,
Yeah,
so I stunted the growth by doing it in the peat moss cups, right? Like everyone knew that. But
yep.
like flowers look banging, dude. Like,
Dude.
so it was nice because then it kind of gave me a little bit of credibility whenever I would like
Mhm.
post something that it's like, yeah, like,
Like, dude did well last time. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
That's
like,
why I'm trying to take as many pictures as I can right now. And I mean, obviously, people are looking. Some, some people are probably looking at them going, "Dude, what in the heck is those two in the middle there? Those small ones. What's going on here?" And then to find out that they're actually autos is probably really confusing the hell out of some people. So it might even make people be like, "Dude, this guy has no clue what he's doing."
yeah,
But for the people that are watching the YouTube thing, they know that those are going over to my mom's in a couple of weeks,
yep,
and they're all tightly packed together so that when I take those two out, the four are centered properly and with the scrognet
yeah, that was the
being
best with it.
replaced. Now we got Scrog 2.0 because
Yeah,
I did a little bit of updates on that. I'll put some pictures on the Instagram for that. And yeah, so now everything's gonna be on point, exactly how I wanted it to work out. So have a little faith. And
oh,
then yeah, I mean I'm gonna be keeping updates on those autos because those things are looking fucking banging.
dude,
I mean, I was like, holy cow, this thing's looking great.
yeah,
So
autos are really fun to grow. Like once you got some like, and I'm not even saying like a ton of experience. Once you got like a little bit where you kind of know what's going on, oh my goodness, man, you could bang out autos, and as you see very quickly,
yeah,
they are a
yeah.
no nonsense. I need to hurry up, throw flowers, and die. Just go, go, go.
Yeah, which yeah, I'm like excited to see how this turning out. I'm actually obviously at a little different of a feeding schedule now. It's starting because those need shit more.
Yeah.
So I'm having to pay attention to those a little more, and it's not all just all the plants getting fed at once. Which speaking of which, I've got my um electric wand coming in, my electric watering wand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you plug it in with a USB charger, it charges it up, and then it's just the wand with a hose. And
Right into the bucket.
you stick it right in a bucket or whatever. You could, stick it in a bathtub. The end of the hose can go anywhere. And it the battery lasts for like 36 gallons, I think. So yeah, this thing is gonna be sweet. I
Oh,
can't wait to
jealous.
do a video on it. I know you're gonna get one, so
Of course
because
I'm gonna get one.
yeah, I mean once because I we were talking about it before, and
Hey,
I like because a I actually have probably like a 30-gallon tank on my truck for wintertime, and
uh-huh.
it's got an electric pump on it so that I could spray chloride in the back,
Sure.
so that sand and the gravel don't stick, because it's frozen.
Mm.
Um, and I was like, that got me to thinking. I'm like, well, man, I mean, they've got to have something like that smaller, or
Yeah.
if not, I'll just take the damn pump and I'll, one of his extra pumps, and I'll put it on my little 3-gallon. And then I was like, well, shit, they gotta have something I could just buy. So I gotta spend the time doing all that.
Dude, man.
And
Oh,
then I found that wand because I was like, it was like $60 for the pump and the tank,
yeah.
like a 3-gallon tank. And I'm like, this thing is $30. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, I'm filling
I'm
up
sold.
5 gallons at a time. I'm
Yeah.
watering 5 gallons at a time.
And then yeah, and you're using,
A one
you know,
gallon pump sprayer.
yeah,
Dude,
and it's
watering day sucks,
pump,
man.
pump. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, I already know you're probably
oh,
not even gonna wait till I
it's
get
the
my
back and
video
forth
link.
of filling it up. I don't
Mhm.
get it, man. I don't care. It's the back and forth, like, because where I have the water is not in the same room. Which whenever I rewire it, it will be in the same room to help with the humidity too, which will be nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you just take the 5-gallon bucket, bring it right in there.
Yep, with
You
that
know,
hose, I won't even have to. It'll literally just be in the same room. Said it's like a 10-foot
yeah, 'cause
hose.
the hose, yeah, it's at least 10 foot. It might even be longer. I
Yeah,
mean, to be honest, it might be like 15, 20 foot. I'm not even sure. But, and it's not like a tiny little hose either. Like it's got two different sprayer heads on it. So you can do like the one that's like, for your garden, like
mhm.
your hose outside for your garden that has like 10 little streams
Yeah,
coming out. And then there's another one that just does like the straight stream, but it's like probably about like a pencil, a little bit thicker than a pencil stream,
like a little
straight
pressure
stream.
sprayer
Yeah.
style. Sure.
Yeah. So it's just gonna make
Oh,
things so much easier,
so
especially
jealous,
since
bro.
with my net and the fact that, I wasn't smart enough to elevate everything. I'm gonna do that next round. I'm gonna build like a little table to put everything on in my tent so
Nice.
that that's higher. But for now, I'm kind of crawling around in there just to water shit. So I'm like, at least this thing I can just stick it right in there. I know it's not gonna get on the leaves and just
Yeah. Dude,
and
so
it, it's how much you're giving it too.
yeah, yeah, I love the control. That's what I'm all about. Yeah, dude, I'm running out of, with the three plants I have them kind of awkwardly in the room. So I gotta
Mm,
like when I do the one in the back, I have to go around like the side of one of the plants. So I kind of like rub up against it a little bit. So like,
yeah.
oh, I did it one morning, all right, like right before I was going to work, like kind of messing around with everything, and rubbed up against it real fucking good, real good. And part of the reason I'm no more bandana is, I had the discussion with, my employers that like, hey, here's what's going on, blah blah blah. Like, I will never bring up anything with you guys ever. Like, so they're like, yeah, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sweet, okay, you know, take that off. Now the shades are more like me. I just have a hard time really letting go here. But anyway, the come in, dude, and he just looks at me and is like, really? And I'm like, what? He's like, you stink. And I'm like, fuck. It's nice. He'll like tell me that. Okay. Like, dude,
Mhm.
what are you doing? Like, I'm not in trouble in any shape, way,
Yeah.
or
Just go squeeze some pool.
yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm like, oh shit. And I literally just like rubbed right up against it. I was like, hold on. I had another like hoodie out in my car. Went swap clothes. He's like, all right. I'm like,
Okay.
man, no, it ain't like that,
I didn't come in high, I swear.
Yeah, no, and I told him, I was like, I was messing with something this morning. I rubbed up against it. He's like, oh. I'm like, yeah, you
I
would know, man.
realized that could make you smell like that.
It stunks. But like, honestly, I'm so used to it. Like, I didn't smell it, like the whole
Well,
time.
I'm 100% like whatever you call it, weed blind scent.
Nose blind.
Nose blind
Yeah,
for the weed.
yeah.
Like I am way back in the day, like it was probably like my maybe second or third year growing. Um my second, I think. I was out using cornfields out by my dad's, and when I trimmed the stuff, and I just at that time um I was drying some of it on screens.
Hmm.
I put it up in his attic, and I was like, he ain't gonna smell that shit. Like he goes, why is this house just completely
Re-
smell like that? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't smell anything.
yeah.
Oh man, I'm bad for that. So yeah, I just I just constantly spray stuff on me now because I'm pretty sure I smell like
Yeah, no, I do a good job not smell like I do, you know,
yeah, you deal
yeah,
with customers,
like
people
yeah,
like that,
yeah, dealing with customers, like I can't be stinking.
lawyers.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I got to which is fine, like yeah, all
You know,
good.
I drive a truck, so I literally am around no one all day long.
Yeah, that's nice. Part of my day is
Not
like,
that I drive or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying.
yeah.
But if I wear, a shirt that still smells like it, nobody's gonna notice.
Yeah. Yeah, just roll the window down. It'll go away.
So I feel my belly starting to grumble. I'm getting a little hungry for my Sunday morning breakfast. So I think it's time to close.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in with us again on this Sunday. Hopefully, we started the day off right. Hopefully, you started your day off right. As always, click that button. Make sure you do all that stuff YouTube wants you to do. And we will catch you guys next Sunday.